Okay, so we've stitched all the blanket up, or crocheted it together in this case, and then we're going to start doing the first border. So the first internal border, or the first row of the final border rather, is done in the yarn E, which for me is the ecru yarn, and you're basically working UK double crochets all the way across here, and then the next one, and then the next one. So we have got 27 stitches to work here, then 51, then another 27, another 51, and another 27. So they're the numbers of stitches that you're aiming for each block. And we don't actually start in the corner, but in the top of the first stitch. So as you can see, that's the corner chain there, and I've gone into the stitch next to it, and you pull one through and do a chain, and then we're working a double crochet into that stitch, and then we're going to work a UK double crochet all the way across. So nice and simple, just in, grab your yarn, bring it back through, round and through two, and so you're going to do that all the way along. I'm not going to make you watch me do hundreds and hundreds of double crochet. That would be incredibly boring. So I'm going to work my way across to the first corner, and then we'll rejoin you at the first corner. I'll just show you really simply how that's going to be worked, and then I'm going to let you carry on and crack on all the way round till we get back to the beginning, and then I'll just show you the joining at the end, and then we'll start on round two. So we'll see you in a few moments at the other end of the row. Okay, so we've got to the corner. They're really simple, the corners for this. So I've got to stitch number 27. I've just double checked and done a count there. And then you really simply do a chain of 2 and start again in the next stitch of the other side of this piece. So I've not worked into the corner, I'm working into that first stitch, another double crochet, and again it's going to be a UK double crochet all the way across this same combination. So you're now working all the other sides where you're doing combinations of 27 and then 51. So the small squares are all 27, or should be at the edges, and the large squares should all be 51. So keep going all the way around till you're ready to join at the end, and I'll join you there in a moment. Okay, so we're right back at the beginning again. You have a final 2 chain and then slip stitch to your first double crochet, and as usual it's fighting with me. Okay, so yeah, slip stitch to there, and then snip off the yarn, pull it through, and you just need to sew the ends in. So you should have 4 2-chain corner spaces, and then lots of nice neat double crochets all down the sides just to begin these borders. So next we're going on to round 2, so we'll see you with that in a second. Okay, so we've gone all the way around, and I've chosen to start in a different corner, not the one that I've just finished on. I think it's neater if you just keep moving round a corner and always starting in a different place. So for this one, we are working into a 2-chain corner space. So pop your hook in there, and then we're going to work a 3-chain. So that's 1, as I like to do with the tail. Stick that behind, and then do another 2. And that is going to count as a treble, because we're working chains and trebles for this particular round. So we're going to work another treble there, and then 2 chain, and then another 2 trebles. So 1, 2. Then we're going to miss the stitch, which is actually that one there, and work 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble into that next stitch. And then we're going to miss 2 stitches. So I'm going to start my treble, miss these 2, go into the 3rd, and work a treble, a chain, and a treble. And then again, miss 2 stitches and work into the 3rd one. So 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble. And we're basically going to do this all the way across. So I'm going to pause the video, let you continue working all the way across to the corner, and then I'll just do a corner with you just so that you're 100% sure what you're doing. Pretty sure most of you will know anyway, but it's always nice to have confirmation. And then we'll work all the way around until we're back here to join with a slip stitch. So we'll see you again in a moment at the corner. Okay, so here we are. This is what you've achieved so far. You need to make sure that you've got 61 of these, not including the corners. And then for the corners, we find the 2 chain space and we work 2 trebles, and then 2 chains and another 2 trebles. And then we go back to miss your first stitch, work into your second one with a treble, a chain, and another treble. So missing 2 stitches, again carry on with your V stitches all the way across. And again, you're working towards having another 61 down this side and the other 2 sides. So I'll let you carry on with that, and you can see it's a nice crisp corner that you've got there, and we'll see you again shortly with at the other end. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 2. So you've got 61 of these V stitches on each side, and then 4 corners that have got 2 treble, 2 chain, 2 treble in. And the final one is just a slip stitch together. Cut that off, pull it through, and then we're going to sew those ends in, and that's the look that you're wanting all the way around. So we'll join you again shortly in round 3. Okay, so welcome back to round 3 of your final border. So we're using the Clementine yarn, which is yarn I, or whichever colour you prefer. And we're going to start off with a chain of 3. So I'm doing 1 with my tail and 2 with the main yarn, and then we're going to do 2 more UK trebles, and then 2 chains and another 3 trebles. Then you miss 3 stitches, so that's those 2 plus that one, and we're going to be working into the middle of the V stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then miss everything else, and again into the V-stitches. So we're going to be working all the way along to the corner, just doing 3 trebles into the centre of each V-stitch all the way along. So we'll have a little break here, and when we get to the corner, I'll just show you the corner, just so for anyone that's a little bit unsure, and then we'll keep going. So we'll see you again in a few minutes. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the corner. So we're going to do 3, oops, just set my finger properly there, start that one again. Didn't have enough tension on the yarn. Take 1, 2, 3 trebles, 2 chain, and another 3 trebles. That's so that everything matches all the way along. So you finish there, you've got 3 stitches because you don't work into the 2 that's either side in the corner of there. And then we start again, going down the other side with 3 trebles. So that's how you want in your corner to look. 3 trebles, miss the 3, 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles, miss your 3, so you're back into your V stitches, and keep working your sets of 3 trebles. Okay, we'll see you at the end of the round to have a look at the corner. Sorry, at the join, not the corner. Okay. Okay, here we are at the end of round 3, so I'm just going to work my final treble into here, and then as before we just do a slip stitch to join, cut off your yarn, pull that through, and once that's sewn in we'll have a lovely neat corner. So that's where you should be at the end of round 3. So we'll see you again in a moment for round 4. Okay, so here we are with round 4. So we're going into any corner 2 chain space. I'm going to pull it through. I'm doing 1 chain with the tail and 1 chain with the normal working yarn. So 2 chains with whichever way you decide to do it. Then we're going to work 1 half treble there, and then a second half treble. Then we're going to work 3 half trebles, so we really need to start in that stitch there. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work the next half treble into the gap, and basically we're using that stitch, so we don't use that stitch because then you work another 2 half trebles but into the second 2 holes there. So I'll just show you this again. So you've got a half treble into the gap, miss that first stitch there, and then work a half treble into the next 2, and then again into the gap. So you've still only got 3 stitches, but you're in effect missing that first one of the set of 3 because you've gone into the hole. So the hole, not that stitch. And it does make a very simple but effective change to just how the border looks. So there, you can see that even though you've worked exactly the same stitch, you've actually made something that looks slightly different. So that's 2 chain, 2 treble into the corner, then 3 trebles into those 3 stitches, and then 1 half treble into the long stitch and a half treble into each of those. So these are all half trebles, sorry, on those. I think I might have just said treble. So you can see what you're trying to achieve. I'll pick it up again at the corner just to confirm what you need to be doing, not just for the corner but at either side of the corner. So we'll see you again in a few minutes to do that section. Okay. Okay, so round 4 on the corner. So you've finished with your 3 trebles, 1 into the gap and then 2 into the next 2 stitches. Sorry, half trebles. So then you work 3 half trebles into the corner, and then you work 1 half treble, not a double. I'm sure I did that wrong. 1 half treble into each of the first 3 stitches, as you did at the beginning, and then you start working your half trebles again, 1 into the gap and then 2 into the next 2 stitches, and then again 1 into the gap and 2 half trebles into the next 2 stitches. So you've finished, just to go over it again, you've finished with a half treble into the gap and then 2 individual trebles. Then you've got 3 half trebles, sorry, into the corner, and then 3 individual half trebles into those 3 stitches. You can't work a long one into there or you'd actually end up with 4 stitches in the corner, which doesn't work. So you've 3 individual half trebles there, a half treble into the gap, 2 normal half trebles into the next 2 stitches, and then you're back into the combination of a half treble into the gap and then 2 half trebles, 1 into each of those next 2 stitches, and again work right to the corner and you'll finish with 1 half treble into the gap and 2 individual half trebles next to the corner at the other end. So once we've got all the way around, I'll just show you that final bit just to confirm it for you, and then we'll finish off this round. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 4. So you finish with a slip stitch. Don't cut the yarn off at this point. Where we can carry on using it at this point here for the next round, because we do have one more round to go. So you should have finished with 1 of the long half trebles and then 2 of the normal half trebles there, and then slip stitched. So we'll be back in a moment and we'll go into round 5. Okay, so round 5. The first thing to note is that you're not working into the front. You're going to turn the work over and work into the back, or round, sort of in reverse. This is done because it helps prevent the edging from curling forward. It seems to flatten it out, so that's, you know, a great little tip. So you start off with a 1 chain, and then you're basically going to work a UK double crochet into every single stitch of the row below, so, or the round below. So that's just in, grab, bring it back through, round and through 2. So that is literally, it's a very, very simple row. There's nothing fancy to do in the corners. You just work where there were 3 half trebles in the corners, work 3 individual double crochet on those. So I'm going to leave you to to do that, and then I'll just briefly come back at the end of the round just so you can see how mine looks and compare it to yours. Make sure you're happy with it. But yeah, we'll see you in a little while because there's an awful lot of double crochets to do there. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 5. That's the final slip stitch to join. I'm going to cut that off, pull this through and turn a bit of it over so you can hopefully see. So this is where you should be at the end of week 6. All complete, just a few ends maybe to sew in, and I really hope you're feeling the same sense of achievement that I'm feeling right now. So good luck, hope you've found these really useful, and yeah, we'll see you again soon.